welcome back to Mastering MMA. I'm Coach Lee here at the MMA Institute. Come check us out. In this video, we are going to be talking about some tips to improve your ground and pound from mount and how to really inflict a lot of damage there. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Definitely click like for me and share this as many places as you can, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you like to use. Tell me if you've implemented any of this. All right, you're back here at Mastering MMA. I'm Coach Lee. We've got Alan with us again. I had some people comment on my video, which ended in just a little bit. I started to mention some details about ground and pound. So we are going to be talking about ground and pound today from the mount position. So I'll show you some little tips that'll help you finish your opponent faster and make life miserable. I like to tie up arms and make my odds of landing good strikes go up. So let's get into it. Lay down for me. So the theory behind this is if I'm throwing a punch and he's defending, in general, I'm punching with one hand, he's defending with two, right? So it's 2-on-1. If I can eliminate an arm and tie this up while I'm striking, now it's become 1-to-1. My odds of landing have gone way up, right? It's a whole lot harder to defend. I see people all the time like gas out here just hitting arms and the ref's not stopping it. Only time I will tell my fighter just to throw bombs and go wide open is if they're in here, they've landed a couple, and the ref's telling this guy he needs to do something, right? At that point, I don't care if you're hitting arms. If the ref's getting ready to stop it, just start throwing bombs, right? Make the ref step in at that point. But if I've just got this position, the ref's just kind of watching, and he's not saying anything to the guy on the bottom yet, I'm going to be more tactical about it. I'm going to go about it a different way. So first of all, when I get the mount, usually I'm kind of down here on the hips. I want to work my way up. If I'm on the hips, he's got a lot of power in his hips. He can start bucking. Go ahead and show it. Yeah, so he's kind of here, right? It's hard to punch if I'm flying off to the side. So in general, as soon as I get here in MMA, I'll start throwing a couple shots, right? As I threw this shot, he blocked it, right? This is how most people are trained. If I throw a hook, he's going to block it. I slide up, right? I throw this side, I slide up. Now I've got a good high mount. He can buck all he wants. Go ahead and start bucking. Right? It's barely moving me. I can sit here all day while he's trying to buck. If I get too high, I don't know if you're flexible enough, but he can start throwing his legs up and trying to like tie up my arms, right? And then I got to start fighting through this stuff. So I like to be right here, sitting like right on his chest. He can still buck me a little bit, but it's way harder for him to roll his legs up here. Like, go ahead, right? So it's easier for me to defend this while I'm striking as if I get real high. I will go real high if I'm looking for a submission sometimes, but in general, this is where I like to play. I'm making sure his elbows are up. He doesn't have his forearms down in my thighs or on the insides of my knees. That's where he starts to escape. So first step is this. I get up here. I might throw another shot or two just to get the hands up. The first one we're going to do is I'm going to attack the elbow and the wrist. I lock my elbows out, and then I use my body weight to drive it down. I'm going to take my same side hand, pin at the wrist, and then I start striking. Right, whatever I want to throw here. It's a good way to eliminate this hand. If I'm looking for the submission there, right, I'm usually here, and then I'll spread this out and go for my Kimuras. I can also come here and start striking, right? Boom, boom, and then start hitting my submissions. Use a couple strikes to make him think about his head. Makes it a lot easier to get that Americana. I think I said Kimura before, but Americana. The next thing I'm going to do from here is I'm kind of back down, and he's in here. A lot of times somebody will, if in MMA, they'll grab your hands, right? So he might start grabbing my hands, or he might grab both of them, right? So now it's hard for me to punch. I kind of like this. I pull my hand back to my belly, I flare my elbow up, and I come across the top. Nice, beautiful cutting elbow. So we're in here, right? I get the mount. He starts grabbing my hands, right? I pull my hands back, I roll over, and as soon as I bring my elbow high, I'm doing a crunch. Right? I'm putting all my weight behind this to cut his face open here. The next one I'm going to do is I'll get in here and he'll wrap around me, right? Trying to hold me down. For this, I could, if I really want to, let me scoot back so we're getting a little bit out of frame. If I really want to set up and just stay in this straight mount, I can cross face and push up, which is what I showed in the last video, just to make space. A more advanced option here is as he wraps, I'll cup his head so he can't move down. I'll trap an arm with my elbow, and I'll step up on that side, and now I start to make space, and I turn my knee into this shoulder here. Alan, go ahead and get this arm back. Right, I'm not even holding his arm with my hands. Right, it's just a bad angle he's at. This is beautiful here, right? Elbows. Life sucks for Alan, right? So once again, I'm in here, right? I throw a couple strikes, I move up, and I'm here. He might hug me, right? So he's trying to hold me down. So now I can't really hit him hard, right? So I'll trap his head, right? Trap his head, step up, turn that elbow in, and then start to make the space, right? Now I can strike. I can Kimura. If he sticks it up like under my arm, I can hit this dirty little arm bar here. Lots of options. Let's get back this way. The next thing I like to do out of this, which is probably the thing I go to the most, is I'll start driving, I'll pin this out, and he'll reach over to defend the Americana, right? So he might come over and start grabbing my wrist, whatever. I drop my weight down on his tricep. At this point, Alan, pull your arm back to the other side of your body. Right, it's kind of stuck. I'll take this hand, I grab it, I feed this hand under, and I grab his wrist. From here, I go to his elbow, and I push his elbow into his chest, and then I pull his hand back behind his head, and I'm turning him on his side. Turn him this way. So as I turn him on his side, I come to this modified S mount or technical mount. I've heard it called a bunch of things. But I come up here, and I kind of wedge him in here. I like to kind of drive my knee into his back and get him so he's not straight. So if he's kind of straight, gives him a little room to shrimp out. If I can get him kind of bent here, and I've got my leg tucked on his back, it keeps him trapped in there a little bit better, I can start blasting. The thing I really like about this is I'll throw these, and he might cover up here. It's kind of hard to land. While I'm doing this, I'll watch him breathe, and I'll time it, and I will drill him right in the solar plexus, right as he's breathing in, right? Not when he's, right, but when he's, and everything's relaxed. When he's breathing in, boom, I nail his solar plexus. In general, that knocks a lot of air out of him, and then I'll come back to this. Another thing I like to do here is if these legs start coming up and he starts fighting, I'll just kind of Charlie horse him like you did when you were a little kid. Also, when I'm doing that, I try to hit with these knuckles, not the padded part, right? I'll come here, so I can kind of dig them in a little bit instead of hitting with this pad, right? I'll kind of come here. Also, another fun thing out of that is I take the back a lot. So I'll be in here, boom, boom, right? I start to attack, he defends, right? He starts to defend that, I'm here, I come here, and then I can take the back out of this, which is beautiful. I'll have to do another video on that at some other point. Another way to get to that gift wrap is he starts to bench press, right? And everybody knows this bench press, I can arm bar real easy off of this, nice tight arm bar. But if I want to sit on top and just drop bombs, maybe he talked a bunch of trash at weigh-ins or, you know, whatever, I'm not comfortable with that arm bar, he starts to bench press up, right? From here, I'll feed one off and then shoot this down, right? And then we could go into that same setup. He starts to defend. Or the other thing that can happen is he starts to push this off, right? Is I'll feed this off, and then I'll go 2-on-1 here and shove it over and drop my weight. Now I can feed back, clamp, come here, nice and tight, boom, 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 drop bombs. So hopefully that helps you out. Check out the comments, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Share this video. Show anybody you think might be interested. You got anything to add to that?
No, nothing.
Kind of sucks being down there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not fun.
Excellent. We'll catch you next time. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Go out and drill that, practice it. Pretty simple stuff. It will make a huge difference in your percentage of strike landed and how clean they actually are. So let me know what you think of that. Definitely leave a comment down below. Click like for me. If you haven't subscribed, do it so you catch all these. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And once again, we're here at the MMA Institute. We've got schools all over Virginia, and I am actually at the one in Harrisonburg. Come check us out. I'd love to meet you all in person and have y'all take a class if possible. But get out, drill, train, and we will catch you next time.